WWE fans, welcome to another edition of the Backstage Jabronis. I'm Jeremy York. He's Daniel Snyder. We are the tag team champions of all things WWE media. Don't believe us? Just ask. So much to get into. Didn't do a show last week. We didn't feel we really needed a show last week. There was a lot of things we wanted to see where those pieces were going to fall, where the chips were going to end up at the end of the day. And it made us look really good on a lot of our predictions. But before we do all of that, how are you, bud?
Always good. Yeah. Our last show, we laid out matches that we think might be happening at WrestleMania. I believe I can't I don't know if I can remember much of the matches. Maybe after we're gonna talk about those. Um after we're gonna get into those matches today where we were talking about before
Yeah.
we started filming here. We might change our opinion on a couple and maybe add a different one. Yeah, there's some stuff going on, and I'm not 100% sure. But yeah, I'm excited. This show to be a lot about that right there. There's a little bit
Yeah.
that we can talk about because in all reality, us talking about the matches that we predicted, we'll talk about what happened these last couple weeks.
Yep.
So I mean, it's all going to add together. Um, yeah, I'm excited about this.
Yeah.
Time to get into
Uh,
it. I've been working crazy schedules training right now, and it kind of threw a
making all
curveball
that
into a
dough,
lot of stuff. Literally,
making all that dough, bringing home all that bread. I mean, living a life.
sweets. It's been sweet.
Not just too sweet, just sweet.
Yeah.
But
Okay.
yeah, I mean, I think that's an idea. I think we pivot immediately. We just talked about it, but I think we should just start by talking about the matches we predicted because it's going to lead us into the talking points we had tonight anyway. And the
Okay.
ones that didn't are the obvious ones. But I'm gonna start with your list because I don't know if one's been booked, but at least two of the five you said are booked and official, and the other one might as well be. The ink just probably isn't dry yet. Um, and the one that isn't official that I've seen yet is the Usos versus Logan Paul and Austin Theory. It is all but a done deal. I just haven't heard official word.
It's not going to happen, and this is why it's not going to happen. See, I'm glad you started with that one. It's not going to happen because Logan and Austin Theory are going to win the titles next week in
Oh, that's
Madison
right.
Square
That's right.
Garden.
That's right. I
So
forgot. Yeah, that match is booked, just not for WrestleMania.
there you go. So that match is not going to happen. Austin Theory and because it's going to be no, it's going to be a street fight. Um, so Austin Theory and Logan Paul will be defending the titles at WrestleMania. So I
Not
guess
against the Usos.
not against the Usos. I feel like there's about to be some crazy stuff happening with them. I don't
Also,
know who though.
see,
So
I've got there's a team that come to mind that hasn't teamed yet, but I'll get into that in a second. Here is my I can't call it theory because he's in the middle of the match. Here is my synopsis, my prediction for that whole thing. Logan and Theory are going to win the belt. It is going to free up the Usos to be a part of the Roman CM Punk thing. In fact, CM Punk may cost them the match. That would be a great thing somehow, just to stir it up even more. So that's going to put the Usos with Roman and Punk. What about this match? I don't know if you've ever seen these guys team before. I've met one of them, and they are unreal wrestlers, but they haven't put them together yet. WrestleMania would be a great time to do it. Why not Logan Paul and Austin Theory defending their tag team championship against Penta and Ray Phoenix, the Lucha Brothers?
I feel like Penta is going to be defending his IC title. So that's going to take that away unless he loses it before.
He might. But I'm trying to
Um,
think if there's not. I mean, they've still got 3 or 4 weeks to really build some team into it, but there's not really one off the top of my head that makes sense.
I,
That would be
I feel
WrestleMania.
like I feel like LA Knight's going to grab him a partner. He has issues with the vision.
No, nope. You know what? Champions versus champions. It's gonna be Priest and Truth.
That would be interesting. Or or that was on the back of my head, but I feel like because in all honesty,
It
Priest
was
and Truth, they don't have anybody to go against because you could think about Solo's group, but Solo's group are fighting with
the
the
Wyatt.
Wyatt, so they're not interested.
Nope. And I
Motor
don't
City
foresee that match
Machine
anymore.
Guns, yeah, and Motor City Machine Guns are
They're
too
up in
busy.
here somewhere. Yeah.
Yeah, I feel like they're almost too busy fighting with each other almost. Um, who was that girl that came down and cost? Who did Motor City Machine Gun? Actually, they might end up going against them because the Motor City Machine Gun did just win a match on SmackDown, and it might have been for the number one contenders because of
Candice
what's his
LeRae,
name? Yes, because she came down there.
the Poison Pixie.
So I don't know. Like I just feel like LA Knight, he's not going to go. There's nobody else for him to go against. But my thing is, who is he?
He's the odd man out. I told you when we talk about some of these other ones, if it lined up to where all the pieces fell where they were supposed to, he's the odd man out. He's got to find a way in.
I think that their plan B, which I guess we can go ahead and talk about one of my other matches,
Yeah,
which was Braun Breaker versus Seth Rollins.
I think that's on.
I feel like they're setting that up hard because who else does Paul Heyman have to sick on Seth Rollins?
Nobody.
The future tag team champions on the way, and another one of my predictions that was inked. Brock Lesnar's busy,
Yep.
so I'm believing because I was thinking if for some odd reason this would be crazy. Oh my goodness, that would be crazy. If for some odd reason Braun Breaker can't go, LA Knight and Seth Rollins versus the Vision for the tag titles, that would be so
Okay.
interesting.
That's not a bad plan, Q. That's not bad because he still has ties to the Vision of trying to ruin them and them ruining him. So,
Yeah,
but yeah, the fact that they booked Brock versus Oba and that they had Oba squash Brock.
twice.
Yeah. And the first time, did you see Brock helping him out?
Yes, Brock told him, "Put your foot
There
on
was
me."
two times. At one point, he looked at him. He goes, "Put your foot on my chest." He looked at him, and he went to do it, and he went to step away, and Brock grabbed his foot and said,
Yes,
"No, stay,"
yes.
because
Which is telling me,
he's like, "Don't look at me." He's like,
Brock's going to put him over.
"He might."
I think
Oh,
he
he's gonna make
does.
him look really good.
I think he puts him over. I mean, he's like Brock. I'm very surprised. I am very surprised that Brock is okay with pushing people because to me, he didn't seem like a team player. But I think in his older age, and he's like, I just want to do good for the business now.
He
That's why
does.
he's okay with putting Oba over, and that's why he's probably going to be okay with putting Gunther over.
Yeah, because this could be the domino that sets the rest of them off.
Yeah.
He loses at WrestleMania, and then Gunther comes out the night after WrestleMania and just talks as much crap in his face as he can, and it just makes
Speaking of
Brock so angry.
speaking of Gunther, where's he been?
He's not here, so I feel good about it. Yeah,
What have you done?
I was gonna bring that up because that was that you said Gunther versus Ray, two people that have been absent for a long time. We're talking 3 or 4 weeks.
And which means it could still happen. I'm standing on that one. I'm not changing that one either.
I
The
don't
only
think
one
your
I am
fifth one's gonna
changing,
happen.
I feel like it is. The only one, the only one I am changing is that tag
No, no,
team.
this
I feel like LA
okay,
Knight and somebody.
okay.
Did you write it in pen?
I did, but I can make a splash on it.
Yeah, it's gonna
LA
be
Knight and Mystery. No, no,
yes,
your fifth match is the one I don't think is going to happen.
which is
The Kabuki Warriors blowing up.
I
They
believe it
might
is.
blow
Did you
up,
not?
but I think their blow off match is going to be like on Raw. I don't think it's going to be at WrestleMania.
Well, I believe that the match will be at WrestleMania.
I don't
I
think
believe
so.
well, it's being set because you seen where what's her name? The
Io?
Yeah, where Io, where she was trying to talk some sense into.
Kyrie.
Yes, yes, and so I feel like it's coming. It's coming.
Well, see,
Actually,
weird thing
it
is
might end
people
up
don't
Io.
realize
If
they all came from the same basic part of Japan over there, and I believe they all train together. They all know each other really, really well. So this is
you know
almost
what
a family. This is like a civil war going on in that family.
you might be right in the manner of it's probably going to be Io versus Asuka,
I could
and
see that.
Kyrie turns on Asuka in that match.
I could see that
That's
because
yeah,
because Io's got nothing going on since Rhea took off for the other show,
which is we'll talk about that later. But
and
yeah,
Io's one of the best workers they have.
so I'll go with I'll change it to Asuka versus Io with Kyrie switching it up in that match. But
All right.
The Oba and Brock, it's red in blood.
Yeah,
It's gonna be a great match. Oba's over, man. He's a star. I like Oba. I like Oba a lot.
he really is one of those future guys. Like, and by future, the not so distant future.
Yes. I don't see him winning Money in the Bank. That just doesn't make sense to me. I see him getting
No,
put in the title match by his pure force. And I see,
like a WrestleMania, a dominant WrestleMania win over Brock Lesnar.
yes, I see him possibly going down the road going against Braun Breaker. What a beautiful match that would be.
He,
Him versus Gunther. What a beautiful match that would be.
yeah.
Because he's a big dude that can move.
Oh yeah, yeah. I mean, he really is like a 2.0 Brock to a point where he's just so fast. Like he's like Brock's size at Kurt Angle's like speed and mobility.
So, okay, so my matches were the tag team champions, which we've talked about, the
Yep,
Kabuki Warriors, which we talked about,
yep.
the Seth and Braun, which we talked about.
I'm pretty sure that's going to
Uh,
happen because they're everybody else settled into a different place. So there's nobody left to take on
and
Seth if Braun doesn't make it back.
that's kind of why I was leaning towards him possibly being the mystery part for LA Knight. That's them three. The fourth one we talked about. Did we talk
Gunther
about all
Ray,
five? Gunther Ray.
Gunther
Okay, and what
Ray.
was
Yep,
the other one?
that's all of them.
That's all five?
Yeah, you had Brock and Oba, you had Gunther Ray, you had Seth and Braun. You changed it to LA and a mystery
Tag
partner
team.
versus Logan in
Yeah.
Theory, and then the
And
Kabuki Warriors.
Kabaki. Yeah, Kabuki. Okay. All right. Let's flip it on over to your side.
All right, I'm doubling down on the El Grandes going against each other, even though they kind of have already. But I'm
I'm
saying
with
it's
you on
mask
that.
versus mask.
Yeah. They haven't really
Um,
been messing with it that much, but I see it still being like a undercard or the second match. It's not going to open.
Better yet, you know what kind of match they should have? Forget mask versus mask. There's an even better one that makes
Who
so
gets
much
the
sense.
name? The winner gets the name.
No, loser leaves town
Yeah.
because
Yeah.
then you can unmask them in the back, and you still keep the mystery that you don't know who it was.
Chad Gable's got to lose that match. Oh, I'm sorry. The original.
If he was El
Uh,
Grande, he would, yeah. But
yes. Yeah. The original's got to lose because I hate to say this. Ludwig is done. And I say that because El
he is,
Grande is so over.
especially in AAA. I mean, they are
Yeah.
stars down there. The three of them
Yeah.
are just stars.
So um I feel like if it's a loser leaves town,
That's
then
what I would do.
then the El Grande, the Ludwig one, he's the one that loses. And he just goes to AAA. If
Yeah,
it's mask versus mask, then the original loses and we see who was under the original. Because you can't take it off of Ludwig because it just ruins everything in AAA.
yeah,
And
I agree.
and really, the original one is he's not doing anything anymore. He's been cursed, and I haven't seen him
He
since he got
doesn't
cursed.
he doesn't need that mask nor that story there. I want to see him paired up with one of his former stablemates, and the two of them start wrecking some people because The person I'm
Well,
talking about, she had a great showing a couple weeks ago to show everybody that she can be a star if they'll just let her.
but yeah, you talking about Maxine? Oh, Ivy. My bad, Ivy. Nah, yeah,
She
yeah,
could be one of the next big ones
yeah.
because she can go.
Um,
But yeah, El Grandes. Um, you have more on the El Grandes?
yeah, I was gonna say with that's what I was thinking. The ever since Danhausen cursed him, we haven't seen him.
It's true. That Danhausen curse is real, guys. I'm trying to tell you guys. It's not some. This is not a kayfabe thing. This is not a storyline. You don't want to get cursed by that guy because it doesn't go well.
I'm a really, really, really big fan of his. Ever since he
Right.
joined WWE, I looked into a little bit of his background and stuff,
Oh
and he
yeah,
did a lot of indie stuff,
yeah,
and people didn't know that he was before he found Denhousing. That I mean, he had the character, but it wasn't what it was. Like
yeah.
he was traveling. He was for one, he was a nurse. He would nurse during the day, and then he'd wrestle at night. He'd drive to the next location where it's going to be and he would sleep in his car if he had to, and he would continue. This is a true like you don't hear of this that much anymore. Like this
No,
happened in the early '90s and mid '90s.
yeah,
The Rock, Cactus Jack, Edge, all these guys that are superstars. This is what they went through. This is
yeah.
what the stars of them. It didn't happen like this. And actually, he
No,
said, "I'm going to try this face paint stuff, and if it doesn't work, I'm just going to be a full time nurse." And
yeah.
it worked. And it worked. And you know what? He did his thing, but a lot of the wrestlers, you know, to pull the curtain back a little bit, a lot of guys backstage in WWE now that weren't in WWE actually pulled for him. Cody
Sure.
Rhodes is a huge fan of his. CM Punk is a huge fan of his. That was interesting.
Oh
I don't
yeah,
know what is that? Oh, I see a little towel pops up over there.
yeah.
Um, I don't see. Yeah, it's like oh, it looked like wrapping paper. But
It is,
um,
but it's weird how it just randomly showed up. That's why I was like,
I
"There's
thought it was
nothing
your
moving
arm.
back here."
I thought it was your arm. But yeah, I'm a
No, my arm's
huge
right here. My arm's right here.
I'm a huge Danhausen fan. It looks like
Yeah,
the elf wrapping paper.
it was.
Okay. Yeah, but go ahead with your second one. I'm off my.
But yeah, that's what helped was not only his reputation on the Indies. I've officially moved everything from right there. I mean, there was like a blanket or something. I don't know what people
Yeah.
left in the studio the other day. That's why I was like, yeah, it's exactly what it looks like. It just I have no idea why it's randomly showing up. But it was a lot of his former coworkers from AEW, but his reputation and the more WWE checked into him, nobody said not one bad thing about him. They're like, you want this guy around and you want him on TV because he sells himself and everybody buys into what he's doing and he sells merch and he's just a great all around guy to have around. Everybody loves him. And WWE went, well, I guess we got to get him. So
I'm loving him.
I'm
I'm
glad
loving
they
him.
did. Um, Up next hasn't been booked yet, but boy, they're getting there. And that's Dom versus Finn.
Yes, Dom
We're
versus
gonna see
Finn's
it.
going to happen. Yeah, it's going to
We're
happen.
gonna see it.
But I'm wondering, there's got to be something to it. It's just not going to be a match. There's got to be something
I know.
extra. It can't be for Judgment Day because Finn doesn't want Judgment Day.
No.
I'm wondering, do you think it could be for Dom's AAA belt?
AAA. The AAA belt. I was thinking the AAA belt, and let Finn go down there for a minute, and Dominic stays up here with Judgment Day, and Finn goes over here and defends it for a while, and then loses it down there and comes back,
I feel
or
like they were
maybe hangs
trying to
it up. I don't
they
know
were trying to drop it to the Viking, but the Viking's losing all kinds of push that he had. Nobody likes the Viking anymore, and it's
because they
wild.
love Dom,
Yes, yes, yes. And you know what? Finn's good enough that he could take the title from Dom, and they'll love Finn.
or they could make, or he can make it where they hate him, or different stuff. I mean, whatever. Finn would be great down there.
Yes, he would. I like Finn.
But let's see. My other one, I said the battle of the mid card belts, Penta versus Mello. I hadn't seen that yet, so we'll see how that's going to go.
I don't, I don't feel like it's going to happen.
I don't feel real
Uh,
strong about it, but I don't at the moment. I mean, there'll be some weird multi-man match whether it's like 4 or 5 tag teams or whether I mean I'm not real sure. They're going to stack like 6 or 8, 10, 15 people in a match somewhere.
well, the Andre the Giant Battle Royal's got to happen. That happens every year at WrestleMania.
Yeah, but that's usually on the undercard, the pre-show usually.
You think that they might do a just speaking on Carmelo Hayes because he keeps saying open invitation. They might do one of those matches where these two wrestle and the one that loses leaves and the one that wins stays and the next person comes out and like a
Oh, the
gauntlet type
gauntlet.
match. Yeah, and the
I don't
last
know. They
one,
do so many of those. I kind of want them to do something different.
yeah.
I'm
I
trying
mean,
to
I don't
look
know
and
who Carmelo's
see
gonna go
who else is
against.
around.
You
You
gotta
know
find
what?
something.
Let me scratch that one, and I'll tell you what I'm replacing it with because it's almost a foregone conclusion that this match is going to happen, and it shouldn't be on WrestleMania because of a third of the people I am about to mention. At some point, there is going to be a match between the Irresistible Forces, which is Nia Jax and Last Legend, who will be facing Alexa Bliss and what frenemies or whatever they're calling themselves.
Yeah,
Alexa Bliss
Charlotte.
and Charlotte, and also the Bellas.
I think you could throw a fourth team in there and say Bailey and
And
what's her
Lyra.
name?
Well, they're on a
Yes.
different show though. I mean, I could see. I would rather have even one of them as
But
opposed
remember
to
you
having both Bellas. I don't want the Bellas in
Bailey
at all because they have done nothing to qualify for this. They
absolutely
just
nothing.
stood up and went, "Hey, we have enough clout that we're calling this." Well, you don't have enough clout. You didn't have the power to do that, but yet they gave you one anyway. And now you're in the middle of this, and
But
they're just in the middle of it messing it up.
but you remember that's why the Kabuki Warriors went against Bailey and Lyra was for an opportunity to go against the tag team champions.
Yeah,
So who won that match? Was it the Kabuki Warriors or was it
no,
Bailey and
it was Bailey and Lyra, I believe.
so that might be setting up. I think they might be getting a chance for the tag team belts at on Monday. Then Monday's going to be
Maybe.
big because it's in Madison Square Garden, so it's going to be a big game, big match.
Yeah,
Let me see.
but I don't know. I wanted to put together just some different match. That's why I did the IC versus the US title. But I think instead we're going to get uh I mean at some point we're getting a Jelly Roll match, and I really don't want to see that either. And it's nothing personal. The guy, it's great. He's a good guy. Why?
It's going
There's
to be him
no
and Kit
reason
Wilson.
at all. He doesn't add value to the show.
He doesn't. He doesn't.
He comes out and people have no idea who he is, and no matter how many times they say, and it's not his fault. Just WWE people don't really listen to his style of music very often because if so, he would get a bigger ovation.
I like his music.
But yeah, I don't see a whole lot that makes. Well, I mean, my fourth match because the fifth one is almost a complete wash now. My fourth match was Alistair, Sammy, Drew, and Fatu in a 4-way, but I could actually see it maybe Alistair and Drew versus Fatu and Zayn, or hey, it's probably just Drew and Fatu, honestly.
Yes.
And maybe it's wishful thinking that I'm trying to get Sami Zayn and Aleister Black on WrestleMania because they both should be. And maybe it splits. Maybe it's 2 one-on-one matches, but all 4 of them deserve to be there and should be there because it'll be great, great matches.
That
Well, Drew
Fatu
versus
and
Fatu will
McIntyre.
be pretty good. I'm still a little ticked off that it's not Drew and Orton because that's the match I really want to see. But in the way that I'll skew off of this to bring up the other big point, I'm enjoying what Randy Orton is doing to Cody Rhodes. I'm
And
enjoying
anybody else.
that.
And
Yes.
anybody else that gets in the way.
Yes. I'm enjoying that part. I mean, I hate that it's Cardona. Like I said, I ain't got nothing against Cody. I like Cody, but I don't think he should be in this spot just because he wants to be. And that's what I don't like. But I like I like what they're doing. I mean, they've done it before, but nobody remembers Randy Orton doing this. But he's always been like this, where he just will. If you're in the way, he'll take you out. Doesn't care.
Yeah, and I like his new RKO shirt that's got blood on it.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. Um, yeah. I mean, I'm hoping if I'm telling you right now, fans watching our show, if Cody beats Randy at WrestleMania, I'm going to do a post show for WrestleMania, and then
Yeah.
I'm gonna take about a month off because I won't be watching wrestling. I'm going to
In fact, I'll have to tell you when he loses the belt.
no, I'll be watching it. I'll be watching it. Oh yeah. Oh, you talking about you have to tell me when Cody loses the belt.
Yeah.
Yes. Because if he beats Randy, yeah, you probably would. Because as soon as he loses the belt, that's when I'll make my vast
Or wait,
comeback.
I got an idea. What if you only skip over the Cody Rhodes parts of shows? So when you're watching, like if Cody comes out, or if you watch it on a DVR recording device like I do, you just go, "Oh, Cody's here." Fast forward.
It's just gonna be no. What the reason I'm going to step away is because they can't be that dumb,
Oh,
and it's
they
gonna make me.
can.
They
They
can, but it's gonna
they've
make me
showed that they
question.
can be.
Okay, so the only way,
Well,
the
here's
only
I
way.
heard a rumor the other day, and this is the greatest part, this is the greatest time of this show, the only time we can probably segue into this, and then we'll get into what you were just saying there. I have
Okay,
heard that as far as somebody who has been pulled into the creative process for finishing touches on WrestleMania this year is one Vincent Kennedy McMahon.
oh, that's not good news.
I don't know. I think I think he's gonna be the one. They need somebody to stand up to TKO and kind of buck the system and kind of tell them to, shove it up their hindquarters. What's he got to lose if he's the one that stands up to him? So Triple H may have brought him in, going, "I can bring you in as the first line of defense or as the rogue guy," and everybody will just go, "Well, that's Vince. That's just how he is."
I've heard rumors that Shane might be making his comeback, not as a wrestler, but like something to do with it. But the only way I think I'd be okay with Cody winning is two things got to happen. One, Dustin makes his return and he's the one that causes it.
Which
And
will never happen.
and two, Cody turns heel. If Cody turns heel, I'm okay with him being champion.
Spoiler alert, before I give my actual WrestleMania prediction in a handful of weeks, I think it's a double swap.
You think Cody turns heel and Randy turns
Well,
face?
and the thing is Orton is acting heel, but he's never been heel or face. He's always been in the middle. But for the
Yes,
sake of the way it
he's
looks,
the Stone Cold.
yeah, for the sake of how it looks, Randy is considered the heel right now and Cody the face. I
They're
think
trying so hard.
by somewhere in that match, they're gonna swap places. And we're gonna get Cody heel, and we're gonna get Randy looking like the good guy, like the knight in shining armor again.
What if Cody took The Rock's offer? What if The Rock comes out there?
Do you not remember when Randy was on the phone and everybody was like, "Oh, it's his dad," or it could be this, and then the only thing he said to the camera was, "Wrestling has more than one royal family." Everybody thinks he meant Cowboy Bob. What if he was talking about The Rock?
Yes.
And The Rock is going to make a comeback there, and he thinks he's coming back to help him against Cody. Like you said, he takes Cody's. I'm taking your idea and my idea. All of a sudden, swaps to the other side. Cody decides he's going to take him up on his offer. And if Cody walks out that way with it, with The Rock's help, I'm in. I'm in.
I'm okay with it too.
100%. I'm in.
Yeah, I want Cody being booed. If Cody's booed, I'm okay.
Yeah. I mean, when he first hit the Indies, when he was Ring of Honor and New Japan and everything, him and AJ Styles both were like booed out of buildings before they got there. Just booed the entire time. And we got to see heel Cody and heel AJ, and it was fantastic.
They were Dirty Dom
And then
before Dirty Dom.
Yeah, basically. And they didn't even pump in the crowd noise. When you get, I don't know, 50,000 people in the Tokyo Dome booing all at once, and you haven't even got to the stage yet, you've done something.
Yeah. So I mean, we'll see. We'll see. A little backtrack before you get on to your fifth match. Another reason why the Usos dropped the title, I think Baby Uso will be here very soon, and it's about time for Jimmy to be off the screen. I'm feeling like she's right at 9 months. I totally forgot about that. But I feel like she's there, and he's going to want to be off screen for a little bit. They've got to drop the titles. It was the best way to get the titles on the Vision, so I feel like it happens Monday.
Yeah.
Um,
And Jay can keep doing his thing and getting in Roman's way and then keep getting each other's way, and that would make a lot of sense. But
Hey, Jay was pretty much sick and Roman on CM Punk, which was weird. It kind of felt like Jay was running stuff.
like Jay was taking the
So
crown and Roman was happy to be the underling,
yes, I'm very
like
interested
he's gonna pass it.
interested in what's going on there.
And
But
can I
yeah,
just say that Jimmy Uso is the biggest heel in WWE right now? Jimmy is.
Jimmy.
Yeah. And boy needs a hobby. That Netflix and chill took the best thing WWE had going off TV for 9 months.
Oh yeah, I see what you're saying. I see what you're
He's
saying.
the
Yeah, yeah,
biggest
yeah, yeah,
heel in
yeah.
the whole company. Jimmy, we
Yeah.
see you. No Netflix
So
and
yeah,
chill. Hey, here's an idea. How about you get an iPad, man? Learn how to play solitaire, Minesweeper,
could, could you imagine if she
catch up
wasn't
on
out with
Peaky
being
Blinders.
if she wasn't
If you
pregnant, like
oh,
where her storyline was going?
she might be considered one of the best ever, and only in a 6 month run like this.
Well, I'm just talking about where the storyline would have went.
Jade would have never been champ. When Tiffany may not have been hurt, so Tiffany versus her would have been fantastic.
I kind of feel
Um,
like Jade might have won the Royal Rumble instead of Liv,
and
and they would give Jade
uh,
time to get
Stephanie
better
Vaquer would have never won the belt.
because I believe
Not
Liv would have
not
had the
then.
belt.
Yeah,
Yes, a lot of stuff
it
happened
it
because of
set
that.
off a lot of things because right after that is when a bunch of them got injured all at once, and it shook everything up again. So if they would have had, um, oh, I can only think of her real name, her shoot name, her government name. I can't. What is her wrestling name?
Who?
Mrs. Jimmy.
Um, call her government name. I forget it too.
That's what I'm saying. It's throwing me off so bad because she shares a first name with the most recent Hall of Famer. Shout out Dennis Rodman, who, if you don't know, Trinity Rodman is one of the best United States soccer stars we have, and a great ambassador for the sport. And you should watch soccer just for Trinity. But I cannot.
Naomi.
Naomi. I
Yes.
want to I want to call her by her government name so bad.
Yeah. I like Trinity. But yeah, Naomi. Yeah. Is Tom Brady gonna make an appearance and cause Logan and them to lose the title?
That part I don't know. Is Tom Brady going to somehow find his way on to WWE? Yes, because Tom Brady is a great businessman. He understands trends and he knows WWE is raking money. Why not try to get a piece of it?
You see how he was talking junk about they wasn't real stars.
It's tied into to whatever he's doing. It's all storyline
Okay,
because
I hope so.
he's not necessarily a fan, but he's been like he's always defended WWE and like always like he's been a fan more of the product than of the things on TV. But like him and Gronk, like Gronk told him all about WWE and showed him some of the stuff like what really goes on. And Tom was like, "This is fascinating." Like, yeah, it should be. It's great. So Tom's just doing the smart thing of trying to help his brand out too. And
It makes sense. So what's your fifth match?
well, it was. LA Knight
Yeah.
versus Brock Lesnar, but Brock's busy. So I've been trying to find LA Knight an opponent. The problem is the main person that he's been against is every one
Vision.
of them are busy or currently hurt. Um, I mean, the easy out is just to once again get them in there to go Alistair versus Sammy versus LA Knight, but there's little to no substance between any of that. I
Here's
want
the
to keep it
thing.
with LA Knight and as
Okay.
far as
I was going to tell you
it,
just to take LA Knight completely out and get you a new match.
well, the problem is there's not a lot of because see,
You
here's
could
what
say
I would
Sammy
do.
versus Alistair. What
If
about
if it was
Danhausen?
if I was WWE and this will be my free idea. I mean, because Miz Danhausen would make sense because it could even be a 2 minute squash and it still be the best 2 minute squash you've ever seen.
I was
If
going to
I
say
were
Danhausen
WWE,
being LA Knight's partner.
if I were WWE though, I know they're already doing an NXT event that weekend. I would pick 1 to 2 matches from NXT and feature them on the actual main card. And there's a couple that would really make sense. Because there's a couple of their guys that really should have got called up and they didn't. But they had to keep somebody down there. You can't take the entire roster. It'd be like if the Braves called Rome and took the entire Rome Braves roster for next weekend's set of games, and then there's like, well, now they have nobody to play out there.
That's what we're having to do with pitchers. After Chris Sale, we got nobody. Everybody's hurt.
Hey, by the way, let's go Mets. Great win today.
I see y'all hit it up. Y'all punched around the last year's Cy Young winner.
Who
5 runs
unfortunately
in
it
less than an
was my
inning.
number one pick on my fantasy team, so that was a fun game to watch.
Yeah.
First round pick of your fantasy team getting destroyed by your actual team. But
um.
the thing I have to do, there's they'll do some weird stuff. I think.
Well, here's something.
And
What about Javon Evans and the coffee thing, the coffee that's going on? Is
I
he
was gonna
going
say
to?
I keep looking at Grayson Waller and Kofi Kingston on my sheet here with Woods out. I mean Javon and they
Javon and
for
Kofi would
some
be a
reason
great.
they featured Astro Speed this week, and that tells me he's gonna be somewhere at WrestleMania. And
So
I
Grayson
don't.
Waller and Kofi Kingston versus I Show Speed and Javon. That's gonna be so stupid.
Yeah, I would rather have Bad Bunny.
I agree. And Evans is going to end up getting hurt. He does too much crazy stuff. He tried to do a crazy move and he missed the whole middle rope in his match against Grayson Waller.
Yeah,
Um,
and that's where even
he
Grayson looked like, "What are you doing?"
yes, he's got to he's going to end up and I don't think I know what he's thinking. He's thinking let me be as surprising and make these great moves so people like you, dude. They like you.
Well,
You don't have to
that's
do
part of his thing though is he's bouncy. That's the word he
yes,
uses.
I understand, but he's also going to end up being hurty. He can be as bouncy as he wants to. He's going to get hurty. And then nobody's going to see you and you're going to get forgot. Just like, and we'll forget your name like we forgot Naomi's.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
By the way, Naomi, I didn't forget your name. I blame Daniel.
I'll take the blame, man. I'll take it. How about you not have any babies so you can stay on TV? Got her. Um, so did you pick your fifth match or,
Uh,
I mean, you can go with the Sami Zayn versus Aleister Black. Just,
no, because we glossed over too that Gunther just has nothing going on. You say Gunther Ray. Well, I mean, he doesn't necessarily have to retire somebody, but he needs to be against somebody. So there you go. I like it. L.A. Knight versus
yeah.
Gunther. That's what I'm going with. Gunther versus
It,
L.A. Knight.
okay. I don't agree with it, but hey, ride with it.
No,
It
well, I mean, he's
doesn't.
not going to retire him at least.
Well, I know, but I mean, I just don't. I don't think the match makes any sense. It has nothing to do with what LA Knight's doing right now. Who
Well,
knows what Gunther's got going on?
Here's how they're going to tie it in. Here's how they're going to tie it in. It's going to be on Raw because that's where LA Knight is, right? He's on Raw, and he's going to be in the back, either talking to Kathy Kelly or complaining to anybody that'll listen, or Adam Pearce, or all of the above, about how he wants a piece of the vision And he'll say, "Well, LA, they're kind of busy or broken or not here. So, my hands are tied. There's not really anything you can do there." And Gunther's going to walk by and start talking shit. Be like, "I don't know why you want to take on the Vision when they beat your ass all the time. Every time you get in the middle of it, you just end up laying down." And be like, "Oh, well, how about I come take a piece out of you, Matt?"
I mean, they could do that.
Because they'll have one on Raw and it'll have a weird, ambiguous ending, and it'll be controversial or something, and then it's going to build to whatever. Like maybe
Well,
it's a no contest or thrown out, and it's going to build to WrestleMania.
we still have at least 3 Raws before we get to it.
Yeah, I believe so. Which is
So, I
enough.
mean,
That's
we'll
enough
see.
to build that.
Yeah, I agree. But speaking of Raws, um, 3 matches that are signed for
Oh,
Madison Square Garden. Or what?
the one out of the gate. Are you going to say Becky Lynch, AJ Lee?
Well, that's already guaranteed. No, but no,
Okay,
the ones that's
okay.
already signed for
Oh,
Madison
the
Square Garden.
MSG.
Yeah, already signed. Io Sky versus Raquel Rodriguez. That is going to happen Monday.
That'll be good.
The obviously, like we mentioned, tag team title match, the
Okay.
men's, but
Yeah, yeah.
the women's also is signed. Lash Legend and Nia Jax are defending their titles against Bayley and Lyra. It is going to be on Monday. It's going to be
Okay,
at the
so
Garden
that's going to be another wonky finish, and it's going to lead to the 4-way. Yep.
because the Bella Twins
They
did they
won
have that? Who'd they beat?
on SmackDown. They beat the champs. It was by DQ because Charlotte
That's
and
right. And Alexa
Charlotte kicked
Bliss.
one of them right in the face, I think.
You know what? This is going to lead to a 4-way tag team match. Lash
Yep.
Legend and Nia Jax, Bayley and Lyra, Charlotte and Alexa, and the Bella Twins. That's
Yep.
exactly what's
This
going to happen at
melee
WrestleMania.
is going to lead to a tag team foursome match. That's exactly what it's going to do
Yes.
between all these women.
Ah, great.
Yeah. It's, I mean, I could make an argument for 6 of the 8 to be there. I got nothing against the Bellas. You don't have
I
the
do.
clout. If this would have been 5, 6 years ago, fine, come back and call your shot.
You're saying
Most
five,
of the
six
new
years. I'm
audience
saying
doesn't know who you are. The only reason girls are and women are buying your stuff is because you just have cool gear. It has nothing to do with they like you.
and here's what's funny. Bree, your man's in a whole nother show. You have no pull here. And
Nope.
Nikki, you're not with John Cena anymore. You have no more pull here. What do you that's why you guys think you
John
still have the same pool that you had
John Cena
before.
said no.
Yes. They think they still have the pool that they had back then. You don't. You're just two
Oh,
females that used to be around. The reason Bree's actually better than Nikki, in my opinion. I've never been
yes.
a big Nikki fan.
Nikki can do more power moves and do more in her arsenal, but she is a little sloppier with the way she does it. It's not as crisp as like Bree will go for one big moment. Nikki tries to put like 6 together.
You can tell Bree is Daniel Bryanson's wife, or Brian Danielson, whoever, whatever you want to call him.
Uh, Brian Danielson, I think is his. Yeah, I
Yeah,
think that's his real name.
yeah. But yeah. Okay, well, that's I mean, that's pretty much it.
Really is.
We went over
That's why.
everything.
That's why when we were talking about it, I was like, "This is not a bad way to do this," because it
Yeah,
and what wasn't a whole lot of reason to talk Roman Punk. Um, for everybody now, I've had some people, including a mutual friend of ours, reach out and go, "Oh, this Roman Punk thing is so great," and I agree. And I said, "Imagine how good it would be if CM Punk would not veto half of it." He goes, "What do you mean?" I was like, "Do you really think calling CM Punk old gets you decked? He does not give two crap
CM
what you
Punk
call
said you
him that
can't
way."
talk about my dog, you can't talk about my wife, you can't talk
Oh,
about
the
AEW.
wife's not that big of a thing because Roman's thrown a few in there. Now they were
Yeah,
superlatives. They were good
yeah.
things. But
Can't talk
I've
about
heard multiple sources
AEW.
say that well, I think legally you can't talk about his time in AEW. You can say the other company or things
You
like that,
say
I guess.
that, but Paul Heyman called out John Moxley.
Well, WWE just frowns upon it. It's without me big dogging. When I was at the 1FW show over the weekend, there was another indie podcast, another podcast that talks about indie shows that was there. Some people I know very well. That includes a younger member of their staff and a older member of their staff who might just be related. It might be the name of the show. If people know, they know. And the younger member loves to talk smack anytime he's around. And he goes, "Oh, look, it's the number 2 show, indie show." And yep, one day maybe they'll be as good as us. And I was like, keep this in mind. He said, "Yeah." And I said, "You spend 5, 10, 15 minutes of your show every week saying my name, talking about my show and our show." Yeah. And I went, "I spend this much time talking about yours. This is the most I've talked about their shows in months. And it's not that they're not good. They are. I appreciate what they're doing. I respect what they're doing. They do have a good show. I enjoy it. I just don't go out of my way to mention it and tell everybody that I'm better than them." And
But
WWE goes out of their way to not mention AEW, and AEW about at least 1 to 2 times a week mentions WWE.
here's the thing, too. There's enough room
For
in this
everybody.
podcast world for everybody.
Absolutely. That's what I'm
Yeah.
saying. I don't know why we're not working together to all be great and to all get to the top of the mountain at the same time. Instead of trying to push and shove and claw each other and pull each other down, I'm like, why are we not all working together? We try to work with other people. We've got other things coming up that ink's not on paper yet, but it's getting there. And you guys are going to love a lot of the things we have coming. And when those are actually happening, you're going to be like, wow, that's really great, because we're doing a couple collaboration things and we're doing some other stuff too. But that's the way it should be. Like me and you could have separate shows. When we're way better when we work together.
Yeah. Yeah. If I had a separate show, I wouldn't be any good. I'm not gonna lie. I have to make myself. You make me make time to do this. That's the whole reason. But what it
It's
is that
mutual.
the whole
It's
reason
mutual.
that well, the whole reason that my I Could Be Wrong podcast hasn't started yet is because nobody's making me do it. I need people to make me do stuff.
There is a new show dropping on the Impact Media Network, and part of the hang up on that is it's lining up, and there's not the driving force behind it, because I'm trying to line up guests, and my guests are not available right now, so it's making it drag a little bit. We may just have to throw out some episodes.
That's all right. Hey,
It's good. It's something I could definitely see you on.
it's gonna be
But I
fun.
don't even want to drop a name, because somebody will take the name because it is so great. They will take the format because it is so great. And I don't want to reveal it yet.
Hey, I've mentioned this one so many times that and I've told so many people that if anybody takes it, I will sue them. Be ready, because all of my friends, I've been saying the name for this podcast for so long. I will change I will let you know in every episode that you are wrong.
Yep.
Yeah.
But
So
no,
I
it's
mean,
shaping up. It's the card's shaping up pretty well. They're, like I said, they're getting the big flashy ones in, and then we're going to see them kind of fill in the gap. That's
that
what they're
light
going to
behind me
do.
was the light behind me was bothering me.
I mean, at least like random things in the room aren't appearing.
I think I was worried about this year's WrestleMania, being honest with you.
Yeah.
I didn't know what they was going to do. As of right now, looking at the card, the MVP, if they don't drop the ball of the card, will be Oba versus Brock. I think that'll be one of and I say the MVP in a manner of what it's going to lead to. Now, the best wrestled match out of the ones that we know for a fact, I honestly believe we don't know for a fact yet. It's almost written down, guaranteed. Finn versus Dom. I feel like Finn could pull a lot out of Dom.
Oh yeah,
That would make that match great because the Cody versus Randy is just going to be a slobber knocker. Um, uh, the Roman versus CM Punk, we're seeing everything that it's going to be in the lead up.
yeah,
It's almost to the point I don't care. Um,
yeah.
Seth versus
Braun.
Braun could be really good. That
Yeah.
could be really good. But that's if it happens.
You know what the sneaky match is,
What's that?
or at least one of them that you're like after whatever night it's on. I think they're gonna.
Liv
My
and
guess is they
Stephanie,
put it
I
on night.
think Liv and Stephanie could be a
Liv
sneaky
and
match.
Stephanie. Liv and Stephanie is going to be really, really good to where even if I don't care how much interference, how much weirdness or goofy things happen in the middle of it or who comes out, you're still going to look at the end and go, my goodness, they put on a show.
I agree. Um, yes, I think that and too. I feel like the Rhea and Cargill match is going to be horrible. Um,
It is. And what's going to
and
save it is when it starts to get so bad, you're going to give Rhea the cue to just take over, and she's going to
well,
drag her through the rest of the match, and the back part of the match will be good.
I feel like I feel like WWE also kind of feels that that match is going to be so bad that they had to add two extra people to it. That's why Jade now has Michonne,
Meechin, Meechin,
Meechin
Meechin,
and
Meechin, and BFAB.
Meechin and BFAB.
Yeah.
Because
Who, by the way, she was just enemies with a week and a half ago.
that's what I'm saying. It makes no sense. Like WWE has no idea what to do with this.
They
And they're
need
just
they
I feel like
need extra factors to make sure there's enough going on down there in case this falls apart. They got other audibles they can call because if it's just the two of them and it starts to go sideways, you got to ask Rhea to save the whole thing. And while she can, people aren't going to buy it, and that'll
there
be
was a
it for Jade.
dartboard.
You need some way to save Jade.
That's what I'm saying. There was a dartboard with female wrestlers' names that are not already booked for stuff, and they were throwing darts to figure out who's going to be with Jade because they didn't know what to do. And that's how I fell on BFAB and Meech. It's just crazy.
That's not a bad faction, but once again, they were just beating each other with sticks 2 weeks ago.
Yes.
Literally.
Yes. Oh well.
WWE call us. We got way better ideas on how to save that match.
Yes. Like take the title off of her before we get there.
That's one. That's the first one I thought of. But you're
I
starting to
can't go.
move too many people into place. So
Yeah. Guys, I'm not really doing much I've been working a lot, so I haven't been doing much filming of not much streaming. I won't be streaming tomorrow, so still just keep an eye on my stuff. You can go back and watch my old stuff. I figured I'd plug myself right quick. You can watch some of my old stuff. I'm going to a Braves game tomorrow, so
I was about to say,
I won't be streaming.
if if any of our listeners or watchers or if you know anybody that's going to the Braves game, find Daniel, take a picture, tag the show, tune it in. We'll send you something. And
Yeah,
it's not a joke. We really will legit send you something
I
because for
got
one, I've
I
got
got
way
yeah.
too much stuff around here, and or just depending on what you want, we'll just send it to you.
I'll autograph something for you. I love autographing stuff. You'd be surprised how many people walk up to me and ask me for an autograph. And by being surprised, if you think zero, you're right.
I was about to
So
say,
you'd be the
I
first.
was about to say, I don't know how many of those are legal notices and lawyers, but I feel you. I feel you. Same, same.
And come see me at Panera in Douglasville, front of Target. We got good food. I think.
Yes, they
I
do.
like it.
I like
I
Panera.
like it. Yeah. What you got going on the rest of this week?
Well, in honor of Alexander Lev, who has his third match in Premier All Star Wrestling this Saturday with one Joe Black. These are two of the best in the nation. Uh, every match they've ever had against each other. I've seen them all on video except for the 2 shows ago that I saw in person. Every one of them are different. Every one of them are 5-star banger classics. The way they wrestle is unreal. If you're in the Carrollton area on Saturday night, stop by the Church Without Walls. That match AJ Black, their champion, beat um, Stevie Ray Frost, who is a character all to himself. I'm a big Stevie Ray Frost fan. Frost was champion for like 474 days or 500 and something days, and AJ's the one that beat him, and that was like 3 shows ago. And so here's their return match, and I mean these two are going to tear it up too. There's always great stuff at Premiere. I will be at Premiere, and then after that, that will be show number 7 this month that I've been to. So I'm looking forward to an April that is a little. No, it wasn't 6. It was definitely 7, but I'm looking forward to an April that is a little less busy, but it will be because most of the shows I went to were TNA and MLW and Mucha Lucha and a lot of those that are not here all the time. So
Can
but
we
yeah,
can you are we allowed to congratulate somebody that got signed to NXT, or is that still under the hat?
I don't. I mean, I don't see why not. My good friend
Lift it
Nikki
up a little bit.
Blackheart. Oh,
There
there
you
we go.
go.
My good friend Nikki Blackheart gave me this awesome card. She's on a bunch of posters and stuff here too. Fantastic for her. Got to chit chat with her at the Mucha Lucha event. It just blew away Kyle Charisma, who had came to the show with me. He was blown away by how cool that show is, but he was blown away when I said she got signed. She's on her way,
That's not
and
going to be her name, obviously, because they like to come up with their own
probably not.
names.
I
But
also know her government name, and they're not going to use that either. So
congratulations to her. When you told me that
yeah,
before the show, I was like, before we started filming here,
yeah.
I figured, you know what? When stuff like that happens, that's a big thing. NXT is a small step, but it's a step that a lot of people don't get.
Well, and here's the thing: for people that want to know the path, I mean, there's different paths to do it. Her path, she's been tearing it up on the indies for the last couple of years. She's really been building up, doing all the right things, meeting people, getting better, doing all she can. She got invited to a thing called Lodestone, which was a camp ran by Bailey, where the food and housing was coordinated by one Liv Morgan. So Bailey and Liv Morgan basically put on like a weekend seminar where all these women could come in and work and get better and had some eyes on them and things. And at the end of this, I heard they made a list of people that, man, really keep your eye on. And one of the main people that both of them told WWE and anybody else that would listen, hey, Nikki, you need to check out Nikki. Nikki, and there's a couple more because there was a few more signed out of that class too. All the people that went to Lodestone, but they said, hey, here's the women you should be at least keeping an eye on, keeping tabs with. You might want to snap some of them up now because this is not the only offer they're going to get. And she worked it all out, did some incredible things, and sky's the limit. Wish her the best.
All right. Well,
I'm glad I got to chat with her again before she's only got a couple more indie days left. Indie dates. In fact, she might be
okay.
done now.
Congratulations, Nikki. Look forward to seeing you on the big stage.
Absolutely. And shout out to One Fall Wrestling from the Rome show the other night. That was just spectacular. Shout out to Grillo, who was on the show last week to help pump it up. Just a super class act. And anybody that thinks cannolis is one of the best things on earth, it's got to be a friend of mine. So Grillo, one day we need to share a plate of cannolis because that sounds like a good time.
All right.
Do they have cannolis at PB?
I think I've heard that name before. How do you spell it?
Cannoli?
Yeah.
Cannoli. It is like a dessert enchilada is a good way to put it, but it's not Mexican at all. It's Italian.
Let's look. Let's look.
Hopefully you're doing an image search because you're about to be really hungry and they don't have them where you're going to eat.
Good call. Good call. C, you said what?
Cannoli.
No, we do not. I'm sorry. But we do have um
You have some good stuff. There's a lot of
kitchen
good
sink
stuff.
cookies.
Oh, yeah. I forgot about those. I'm going to see if I can get some of those. Forgot about those. It tells you how long it's been since I've been there. No, a shout out though. You want to, folks? You want to know? You can. There's a couple places. Look down the street, up in Carrollton. If you're going to come to the premiere show this weekend, go a little early and either stop by Publix, who their deli, if they have some cannolis, they're almost always sold out. But if you go in there and tell them you want some cannolis, maybe they have some. Publix has really, really good ones. And now I look Italian the way I'm doing this. I just realized that.
A
But just
cannoli.
theirs for sure. But also, there is a place downtown that should sponsor this show, and I will get paid in food. You don't even have to give me a gift card. Just let me eat there. La Trattoria, right off the square in
I've
Carrollton,
never
is
eaten
one of
there.
the best places I have ever eaten. And I mean, if you got gluten allergies, if you have other, they have entire menus and they have entire ways to cook so many things that they make. Some of the best Italian places I have ever eaten at. Go check those places out. That is, in fact, I'm not sure if they have cannolis. So go to Publix and get your cannolis, and then go to La Trattoria and eat, and then come to Premiere and see me and other people at the Premiere show. That sounds like a good Saturday. And in case you
Sounds
can't do
good.
that, go to Panera Bread and order a bunch of kitchen sink cookies and bring me one. If you love the show, or if you hate the show, or if for some reason you made it this far into the show, bring us cookies. But for my tag team partner, Daniel Snyder, I'm Jeremy York. We are Backstage Jabronis, number one WWE podcast in all the land. We will see you guys next week. Deuces, gooses. Go watch wrestling.
Get you a cannoli.